From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a huge afternoon for July 8th, 2022, as Americans got shocked by a major number released today. The June jobs number was a major beat. It was not a miss. It did not come in on the money. It was a major beat. And yesterday, unemployment surged out of control. So what's going on? That's why you need to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. This economy is too difficult to project and predict. We'll go over the latest details in today's recording. Forced stimulus check is in every U.S. state. You get it today. Step 1, go under this video, become a member. Step 2, get that membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the member alerts. We're going to go over that major June jobs number released this morning. Why were more jobs created in this U.S. economy in the month of June than expected? Dramatically more than expected, when the day before we had the unemployment numbers surge to the highest levels of 2022 since January. I'll analyze the data today across the board. Plus, are we already in a recession? And does this data released today negate a potential recession? I'll explain my analysis in today's recording. Plus, we'll be looking at what Jay Powell's going to do with those labor numbers so strong, and I'll give you my commentary on what he should do in view of these June job numbers. Next, the Build Back Better Act is back, but is it going to get passed? And I'll go over the conflicting comments in a series of congressional interviews in the last 24 to 8 hours. It's breaking news today. Plus, we're going to go over those forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. You can't wait to get this money because it's $100,000 on average. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. You rent if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, and if you're on benefits, SSI and SSDI, you get this big money. There's a financial clip coming, and if today's numbers are very confusing, they should be. That's why you don't wait with your back against the wall. You get the money available today. We'll go over all this incredible money, plus the June jobs numbers, and a lot of other breaking news as well. It's a day like you've not seen in a long time, with data conflicting. It's afternoons, and the details start right now. And good afternoon, everybody. What a day it is, as these June job numbers shocked everyone, even shocked me. It's just a mess of confusion, but I'm going to explain it to you in this recording, and I'm going to give you my analysis you're not going to see anywhere else. The June jobs numbers released this morning were a major beat. It comes less than 24 hours ago, as the unemployment numbers were a major miss. Why are unemployment numbers surging and yet job creation numbers growing? And are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? I'll have the latest details across the board in today's recording. Plus, we'll be analyzing what Jay Powell should be doing and what he's not doing in view of the strong labor numbers today and the weak labor numbers yesterday. Plus, we'll be going over the latest details on the Build Back Better Act. Is it going to get done? Is it going to get done soon enough or late enough? I'll have the latest details across the board. And of course, you need to get those forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. These forced stimulus checks are by executive order, Joseph Biden. They're law. They're federal stimulus. They're not state stimulus. Your states are not paying the money. How do you get this money? Go under this video, become a member. Join the channel, become part of LALATE. Join the channel right now and get these incredible checks Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. And with that, for July 8th, 2022, let's start with the breaking news right off the bat. Of course, these June jobs numbers released minutes ago. These June jobs numbers are very different than the numbers released yesterday. Every Thursday morning, live on air on Mornings LA, since this channel launched on April 25th, 2020, I've been having for you the weekly unemployment numbers. These are people newly unemployed the week before, newly going on unemployment. This means that people who were not unemployed the week before just newly claimed unemployment benefits. The numbers released yesterday are not good numbers. How bad are they? When you look at the chart, it looks basically like this and then right up like that. This would be January 2022. This is later in the year, and this is right now. We were at 188,000 jobless claims when we came out of the pandemic. That's where that number should be. But it shot up to 200,000 about 4 weeks ago. That is when it started to uptrend. I said I projected 230. The week after, I got it right. The week after that, 230, I projected again, yes. 3 consecutive weeks, I projected through 230,000 new jobless claims, meaning that's a new person that wasn't unemployed the week before. And what happened yesterday? The number yesterday, the unemployment number yesterday, was 235,000. As one viewer sent me a private message. I love it. I love when my viewers ask me private messaging about what numbers are, because that means they're tracking. That means they know the significance of the number. That means they're preparing their family accordingly. The viewer said, Alec, what was the unemployment number yesterday? It was 235. The viewer said, oh my God, that's not good. Yeah, it's up 5,000 from just a few days earlier. Now, that was yesterday. Yesterday also had the number of continuing unemployment claims, which is over 1.3 million. That's not good as well. It should all be down to about 188,000 a week, not 230. That was yesterday. What happened this morning? What happened this morning was that number I've been teasing you about, preparing you for, talking about all week long. I said, this is a number that everyone's been looking at for nearly 2 weeks to arrive. And it arrived this morning. What is the number? It's the June jobs number. And what is this number? It's a totally different number. This is the number of jobs created in the economy the month before. Let's say that again. The number of jobs employers created that were not created the month before, that didn't exist the month before. And they're specifically in non-farm payroll. So it's non-farm jobs created in the month before. This means that this is June numbers, it's not July numbers, and it means the jobs did not exist in the month of May. Now, what were we talking about going into this morning? We were talking about Wall Street projecting at 250,000 new jobs created in this jobs report. It's called the June jobs report. We're looking at 250,000 number. And I said to you, it was going to be down from the month of May, which was of course, 368. Which was 384. So 250 is obviously a lot lower than 384. It's not going to start as good news, I said, because we're down from 384 in the month of May to a projected 250. I said there's two possibilities. Either it comes in on the money, or it's a miss. Actually, a third possibility, or it's a beat. I said if it's a miss, if it's less than 250,000, White House is going to be very angry. White House is going to be very angry, and Jay Powell may pivot and start to soften on the interest rate spikes. I said if it comes in on the money, then it's still not good, because it shows we drop from 384 to 250 in 1 month, numbers of jobs created. The White House takes big pride in jobs creation. And if it was a beat, I said it would just confuse everything. So what was it? It was a beat. It was a beat. And hence it confused everything. How much of a beat? A major beat. Are you ready for this? Wall Street expected 250,000. It came in at 372,000. Yeah, that's what I did. I just sort of saw the number and I paused. I said, 372? You mean that's the month of, that's May, right? No, that's the June number. It was expected to come in 250, came in at 372. So let's recap. May got a revised downward to 384. So the month of June came at 372. That's not much of a change. May to June, it came down, 12,000 in 1 month. And so it's almost no change. 372 versus the projection for today's number of 250. Okay. So immediately you see the number, you say, wait a second, what's going on, LA? I thought we were in a recession. I thought we're going to recession. Let me go over the analyst quotes first, and then I'll give you my analysis. First, Andrew Hunter, senior U.S. economist at Capital Economics, said the following this morning. The strong 372 gain in non-farm payrolls in June, released this morning, appears to be a mockery of claims that the economy is heading into, let alone into recession. That's his comment. My comment last. Then we had another comment come in from Governor Christopher Waller. He's one of the Fed governors. This number came in yesterday before the number was released. Do the big rate hikes when the economy is strong and the labor market can take it. I love that comment. I'll tell you in a second why I like that comment as well. What else do we show as well? Well, we showed that the unemployment rate was 3.6%, unchanged for the month of May. So this is a surprise. This is in line with estimates. So unemployment did not change. The 10-year Treasury note surged a little bit higher. Why did the 10-year Treasury note surge higher? I'll explain to you in a second. And what other commentary did we have come in as well? We had Gus Foucher, chief economist at PNC Financial, saying the June's jobs number was very strong, even stronger than expected. Job growth was well above the consensus expectation. I agree 100% so far, what they said. The unemployment rate held just above a decade's low rate. That's actually correct. And wage growth was solid. It was okay. It was not great. This very strong job growth clearly demonstrates the U.S. economy is nowhere close to recession in mid-2022. Notice he said mid-2022, not mid-2023. What was the reaction across the board? Michael Schumacher says the overall picture is pretty strong job growth, and I say quite good jobs earnings growth. This may make the case for a 75 basis point increase by Jay Powell, almost tight. The 10-year Treasury note surged, and then some stocks fell, like Levi's fell today. JD, Netflix, and Match lost 3%. Levi's surged 3% on corporate earnings, and GameStop fell 6% as layoffs, there you go, layoffs are announced at GameStop as part of a turnaround plan, a 4-1 stock split. Okay, what's my analysis of the situation? My analysis of the situation is the following. That the June jobs numbers are the numbers of jobs created in the month of June. What was happening in the month of June? In the month of June, I had already reported that we were in recession. In fact, that we were going into recession next year. In the month of June, most analysts believe that a recession is coming next year. By June, everyone understood a recession is coming next year. My analysis situation is the following. If you have a business and you've endured 2 years of COVID, you come out of COVID, you want to make money as quick as possible. That's what we saw when we came out of the lockdown, people trying to make money as quickly as possible. If you know a recession's coming, whether it's coming in 6 months or a year or 2 years, you try to make money as quickly as possible before the recession arrives. My opinion of the situation is that corporate America understood a recession's coming. They don't know when it's coming, whether it's 6 months or 12 months or year or 15 months. So they ramped up employment to get big earnings right now to get ready before there's an economic slowdown. So I'm basically saying they increase hiring before they're going to decrease hiring and do layoffs shortly thereafter. My position is they're trying to make money on the comm, try and make as much money on the comm, and that is why the number surged. If you want to break down the number, let's go over that if that gives us more insight as well. The insight on the number is the following. Warehouse added 36,000, healthcare added 57,000, hospitality and leisure added 67,000, government jobs fell 9,000. They lost jobs. Social assistance added 21,000. So there you go. It's basically as you expect. If airlines, travel and leisure are not going to be able to sustain $500 round-trip domestic airfares indefinitely, do you think they're going to keep on hiring at this level? No, of course not. Absolutely not. Do you think if people enter recession that Americans are going to spend $500 for a round-trip airfare? No, not. So that's why the job creation, in my opinion, is corporate leaders very, very in tune with this economy, understand it, make the money right now, have a strong second quarter, third quarter earnings report, because the fourth one is not going to be good. The end of this year is not going to be good, and next year is not going to be good as well. Now, let me go over to the impact of this on the recession. You heard that comment earlier in the analysis where the person said, it's ridiculous to say we're going to recession if the numbers are so good. Sorry, I don't agree with you at all. Let me go over what's going on and also what I believe that Jay Powell should do across the board. First, are we already in a recession? Yes, we are already in a defined recession. A defined recession is categorized and defined by language as two negative quarters of GDP growth. There is no surprise, there is no question that the first quarter this year was negative GDP growth, 1.6%. And we're expected that announcement from the Department of Labor on July 28th to say the second quarter was negative GDP growth as well, 1% negative. Why? Because the Atlanta Fed GDP Now number released a week ago today said it was negative for the second quarter. So we're in a recession right now. But as I reported in the last 3 days, I believe that the hurt of the recession is not now. In fact, the hurt of the recession is next year. If you're new to LA, let me go over what's going on. This is the channel that tells you where this economy is, where it's going, and how to get the big money. And this is why you have to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state, $100,000. If you think this is confusing, if you think this economy is confusing, you're right. You're right. And you cannot roll the dice on this economy. Jobs created, jobs being lost. It just sounds like a mess, LA. It should sound like a mess. It's not, even for the most sophisticated financial analyst to understand. That's why you have to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. What do? You stay to the second half as we go over these big checks. $100,000 on average. Single individual, $75,000 less, you get them. Married couple, $150,000 less, you get them. Rent or own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, if you don't on benefits. Because why? Analysts just right here cannot agree whether we're in a recession or not, whether the recession hurt is here or not, whether the financial cliff is here or not. They can't even agree upon it. If they can't even agree upon it, can they give you a guidance on how you prepare your bank account? No. How do I prepare you? Bulk up the stimulus right now. Bulk up the stimulus. Get as much money as you can, because this economy is going into a series of phases. I told you phase one is going to be a confusing phase. That's where we are right now. I told you phase 3 would be the easier phase to understand. It's January to 2024, because that's the recession. If you're new to LALATE, let me tell you my track record on this channel. One, I've gotten viewers $15 million since this channel launched in April of 2020, in March of 2020. Number two, I've gotten all my projections right. I said that the U.S. economy is going into recession. I said it in February this year. Yes, I got it right. I said that the U.S. economy is going to have 8% inflation in December. I said that last spring. I got it right. I said inflation is going to be pervasive at 8%. It's not going to go down. I got it right. I said the Federal Reserve is going to continue to raise rates and that they're not going to get inflation down. It's the month of July and the inflation has not come down. My track record is right on the money. And when I talk about the weekly unemployment claims, my track record on that is also right on the money. What you get on this channel is you get the breaking economic news story, as you just saw. You get the stimulus later in this recording, the big money, $100,000 across the board, and then you get the analysis. And now I'm going to give you the analysis you're not going to see anywhere else. Why do I believe that the June jobs number was strong? Because the corporations are beefing up the hiring before the downward of this economy happens. And the number is delayed. It's not a live number. I understand it's the month of June, but by the month of June, the layoffs were not pervasive. The layoffs are starting to percolate now in late June, early July, and the store closes early July. So what's the takeaway? You're going to see layoffs. You're going to see less job creations in the month of August. But the businesses are trying to bulk up their earnings, get that big bottom line, big profit in May, April, June, before the downward spiral of this economy. Back in the month of June, I said that the financial cliff is in September. So if they were listening to me, they would understand, make the money right now before the financial cliff of September. That's why this number is through the roof. Now, let's go to J-Powell. Let's go to J-Powell, because there's going to be a lot of talk about this June's jobs number and J-Powell. I love I love the comment from Governor Christopher Waller from Thursday before the number was released on Friday. Do the big rate hikes when the economy is strong and the labor market can take it? Absolutely. The Federal Reserve has a dual mandate: price stability, which is keeping inflation under control, the price of goods, and maximum employment, making sure the most of you are employed. The Federal Reserve does not want to kill employment and send you onto unemployment lines in chasing price stability. So I love Waller's comment. If I was head of the Federal Reserve, what would I do right now? If I was the head of the Federal Reserve and I believe, well, let me back it up. If I was head of the Federal Reserve and I believe that raising interest rates works, which that's what they believe. I don't believe that. But if I believe that interest rates, raising them battles inflation, what would I have done last month? What would I do in a week from now at the July FOMC meeting? I do 1 basis point. Yeah. Am I shocking you? Yes, I would do 1 basis point because I think Waller's correct. In the month of June, in the month of July, if you look at these job numbers and you look at the unemployment claims, 230, the economy could still survive it. Hit it really hard once and for all. I would have done 1 basis point in June, 1 basis point in July, and then we're off in August because they don't mean in August. I'm not off there in August. And then September, maybe just a little thing, like a quarter. And we're done. We're done. I'm not the only analyst that says this. A lot of others say as well. Come in really hard on the interest rate spike if you believe it works. And do it when the labor numbers are good. If you look at this non-farm payroll job numbers, it's the same as May. Should have done this in May, should have done this in June. I know you got July right now. Hit it really hard, this inflation. Hit it really hard if you believe raising interest rates works. And so that we can say, we're done with this. We're done with the interest rate spikes in September. And then we may avoid a recession. Yeah, you see how this works. But I believe that this continual three quarters over and over again is going to send you in a recession because it doesn't work. It does not work. Raising interest rates doesn't work. And we know that. Why? Amidst all this, let's look at that core personal consumption number released a week ago as well. It had a subpart to that number, and that subpart to that number was headline inflation. And that headline inflation number showed that in 3 months of the Federal Reserve raising rates, nothing has worked. In the month of March, it was 6.6%. Month of April, 6.3%. Month of May, this number released last Friday, it was again 6.3%. It basically shows what Jay Powell's doing is not working. Now, who's going to have a big victory dance today? It's going to be Joe Biden, because Joe Biden loves a strong labor number, job creation number. And I told you if it was going to be a miss, he's going to come out angry. Well, he's going to be very happy today. He's going to take credit for it, whether he can or cannot. What he can take credit for is those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Yes, he did that. Those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state are from Joseph Biden. They are from Joseph Biden. And how do you get them? In the second half of this video, we're going to go over these checks one at a time. A 4 stimulus check now is in every U.S. state. Step 1, go under this video, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for members and delivered via the member alert system. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state, $100,000 across the board. I had a very nice viewer send me a private message on Facebook. I love these. I love your messages when you're absolutely right on the point with asking about the economy, asking about stimulus. I love it. It means the viewers are really listening well. The viewer said, LA, what's your opinion of the Build Back Better Act? Is it going to get us a check in time? No, it's not going to get you a check in time. The Build Back Better Act is not going to get you money in time. It's going to get you money. It's going to come too late. It's going to come after the financial cliff. It's going to come too late in the equation. We will be starting to feel the hurt of a recession when Build Back Better Act checks start to arrive. And they're not going to be enough money. They're not going to be enough money for people who do nothing. What is people who do nothing? In third stimulus, the average viewer of this channel got $45,000. In third stimulus, the non-viewers of the channel got, what was it, $1,200? No, $600. $600 and called it a day. And then they found this channel months later and said, wait a second, why have LA viewers gotten $45,000 from third stimulus? Because there's a lot of wonderful programs in third stimulus, and you had to do something to get the money. That's why the viewership of this channel got $45,000 from third stimulus. In fourth stimulus, you're going to do that again, $15,000 to $80,000 when the Build Back Better Act becomes law. But when it becomes law, when will it become law? We'll be going over that in the second half of this video. Meantime, let's go over to some other subject matters hitting as well today. With just less than 30 days out, what is going to happen? First, we're going to have that announcement about student loan debt forgiveness. Yes, The announcement from student loan debt forgiveness is less than 30 days away. It's confirmed by the White House. While not giving us a date on it, they say it's imminent. And that announcement will be coming at the end of this phase one. The announcement will be coming at that end of the phase one, and it will show you that there will be a $10,000 student loan debt forgiveness announced by the White House for individuals who make $150,000 or less. That announcement's coming in less than 30 days. Number two, we do not have a deal on oil, and we do not expect to see a deal on oil anytime soon. So I believe the oil prices may continue to surge higher. Now, remember, the reason why oil is tracking lower at the moment is because the bond traders, the stock traders, and the oil traders all are embedding risk into the market. And they're embedding the recessionary risk into the market. Tonight on News LALATE, we'll analyze this more in point, which is important. They believe that a recession has already arrived. It's a very big pivot from just a week ago, when they said a recession is further than 6 months out. They now believe the recession's underway. That is why stocks are down. That is why bonds are up. And that is why oil is down. The jobs numbers today, confusing in view of the unemployment numbers. And I expect the bond market to continue to trade up because they believe Jay Powell is going to come in very aggressively now that he sees a strong labor market. I got to do that in quotes, because we understand the unemployment numbers yesterday were not strong. And Jay Powell is going to come in more aggressively. Bonds are going to go up, stocks are going to go down, and oil is just going to trade left and right, up and down and up and down. Tonight on Evenings LALATE, we'll go over more about this in detail. But coming up after the commercial break, three things. One, $100,000. $100,000 on average in every U.S. state. The President of the United States in the month of March did a series of executive orders for stimulus, and we're going to go over this big money for you. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you own it, if you have children, if you don't have children, go get this money. How do you get it? How do you get this money? You got to move to groove, earn to learn, push to tush. No, I can't say that. I just said it. I don't know what I just said. You need to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Step one, go right into this video and become a member. Step two, get that incredible membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system. We're going to go over that forced stimulus check in the second half of this video. Then we'll be going over the Build Back Better Act and the raising up of your benefits if you're on SSI and SSDI. We got a lot coming up in the second half of this video. But first, become a member during the commercial break. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as a beautiful July 8th, 2022 continues. But first, here's a little bit about the members community page. See you back in 60 seconds as a gorgeous, wonderful day is upon us and continues here on LALATE. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in a beautiful second half of July 8th, 2022. Hope A beautiful day. I'll be back with you tonight on Evenings LATE in prime time at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And do not miss LATE Live, also airing on the channel. You know, it's a great day. And we see with a day like this the importance of getting the 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state now, when this economy is just a mess of confusion. One thing we can all agree upon is that analysts cannot agree upon this economy. They cannot agree upon this economy. Are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? Is labor strong? Is labor weak? Is Jay Powell going to do this? Is Jay Powell? Yeah, it's just a mess. It's literally a mess. And what I do on this channel is I deliver the breaking news to you so you know where this economy is and where it's going and how to get that money. You will not wait for the situation to get worse. I won't allow you to do it. You will not wait till your back is against the wall. I will not allow you to do it. This is what I teach on this channel. You get money when times are good. If times are good, if you think times are good today, good, then go get the money. If you think times are bad, good, go get the money. You do not wait to September to get this money. That's when a likely financial cliff is coming. Let's go over all these incredible checks starting right now. It's on average $100,000. It's money done by executive order from Joseph Biden in the month of March. Yes, this is federal stimulus. It's federal stimulus from the federal government. They pay it. It's their law. It's not from your state. If you think your state doesn't help, Kentucky doesn't help, Alabama doesn't help, Mississippi doesn't help, California doesn't help, whatever you want to say, you're probably right. This is not their money. This is not state stimulus. This is not from your state legislator. It's not from your governor. This money is in every U.S. state. And there's lots of checks in every U.S. state. Can I say it again? In every U.S. state. It's average about $100,000. It's a series of checks that I found in the month of March, and I've given them a lettering system, A, B, and C. Number 2, I make sure that the eligibility is broad, that you qualify. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, go get it. SSI, SSDI. Number 3, as longtime viewer Carol says, LATE, you make it so simple. You put it in a concise newsletter, you deliver to the viewer. All that they do is go apply, 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 click, 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 call, call, call. You do all the work for them. They don't have to do anything except make the effort. You do it so easily and so well. And then longtime viewer Kat says you focus on eligibility to make sure your viewers qualify for these checks. I really do. So let's go over all these incredible checks, starting right now. Single individual and married couples with children, not children, all of you, get ready. Let's go over each of these checks, starting with the wonderful Check A. Check A is a $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Yes, you heard me right. We're going for big money here. $6,500 to $12,000. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI, and SSDI, go get it. Where do you get it? Step 1, go under this video. Become a member. Join the channel. Become a member of LATE. Get that membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the member alerts. Then go down to you find Check A, click the link, and you go right into the nationwide website. Then go choose your state. Then choose the homeowner's weatherizing grant check, and you are ready to rock and roll. But you're not going to stop there yet. No, you're going to go get Check B. It's $15,000 to $80,000. It's a 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. Where do you get that Check B? Step 1, subscribe to this channel. Go right in this video, hit the subscribe button. Step 2, join the channel. Go right in the video where it says join the channel. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Then go down to that membership newsletter, you find Check B. Click the link, it'll send you into the nationwide website. Then choose your state, and then pounce. Look at the incredible sums of money we've done in just 2 minutes. Check A, about $12,000. Check B, $80,000. We're at $100,000 approximately already. Let's go get some Check C, getting even more than $100,000. Here we go. Check C is an MSC, monthly stimulus check, on average $2,000 a month over 12 months. Baby. But on average, many viewers have tracked at $45,000. A lot have gotten over $100,000. How do you get Check C? You subscribe. Then you go into the membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the member alerts. You go down to Check C. It tells you who to call, where to call, and what to say. Check C is going to be one of the most important checks of the year. Checks. I always forget to say that. Checks, because Check C has lots of checks of the year because all the great stimulus of 2020 is gone. Here's what you need to know. Number one, if you are looking for an eviction moratorium, it's gone. Go get some money for Check C for rent. You're looking for mortgage forbearance, it's gone. Go get some Check C for mortgage assistance. Need some assistance on the utility bill because you're fearful they're going to turn it off. That would happen. That assistance is gone. Go get Check C for utility assistance. The numbers of Check C date back to this channel's history, early days. We've gotten viewers of $15 million, and a lot of the money has come from Check C success stories. Let's look at it. Do you want $27,000 for rent like Elizabeth or Nisi all the way down $20,000? Go get Check C. Do you want huge numbers for utilities? Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000. Nancy, $7,000. Go get Check C. What about SNAP? $25,000 a year. Over 10 years for Mark's brother-in-law, my goodness, that's $250,000. And then there's the combinations of them. Nisi at $23,000, Mark at $32,000. Well, that was then. Nisi's at $50,000 right now. Mark is at $166,000. He went to $50,000, then he got $100,000, then he went to $100,000, then he got Check B, and he went to $66,000. That's $166,000. Lorraine, she was at $105,000. Now she's at $150,000. What are they doing? They're going back and getting checks on a regular basis. That's what I teach on this channel. You get a check now, and then you get another check. You keep on getting checks. I've taught this since day one. And what do? You focus on this channel. You listen and learn. You watch where this economy is on a regular basis. You watch the videos on this channel daily. You know where this economy is, where it's going. And then you spend the rest of the day picking up the phone or going to check A and B and getting additional sums. Every sum helps. We call this rounds. That is what you do, and that's what Nisi, Lorraine, Johnny, Mark all have done. Now, let's recap. Go under this video, hit that subscribe button. Number 2, go under the video, hit that join the channel button. Join the channel right now. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power Cow, VIP. Then go to the front of this channel and hit the bell and make sure it's set to all notifications. That membership newsletter is delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the member alerts from YouTube. Number 1, that's 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So know your time zone. If you're not on the West Coast, adjust it accordingly. Number 2, via the YouTube alerts. At 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you'll have an alert that says New LA Post from YouTube. Then the first line will say LALATE Newsletter, and I'll have the date. Lower in the alert, it'll say click here to go to the post. You go to the post, you're done. There you go. How difficult is that? It's very, very straightforward. Very, very easy across the board. Now, let's go over some other stuff you need to know as well. What you also need to know is that when approaching 2022, you gotta forget 2020 and 2021. This is not 2021. Forget how you were paid stimulus those years. Forget the stimulus packages. Forget the stimulus programs. It's a different year. It's all done differently. Number 2, every time you see the pause in my face. Do you see the pause in my face? Yeah, it's like control your temper. It's like the Incredible Hulk. You don't want to see me when I get angry. There's always someone who says, "Are we going to get a check like we got one in 2021?" Did you get a $100,000 check in 2021? No, I got $600. Land automatically. I didn't have to do anything. Well, you got to put a little effort to get $100,000. I got to focus you on this. $600 is going to pay for what? 2 filling up the gas tank at the gas pump? Yeah, how much is $600 going to pay for you? You want a $600 automatic check? Yeah, just refocus accordingly. $600 is not going to survive 1 week of this economy. It's not going to survive the heightened inflationary prices, the gasoline prices. $100,000 is what we're going for. $50,000, $20,000. We're looking for big sums of money to survive the financial cliff, to survive 2 years of a recession. Now, I'm not saying this is the only check you're going to get. We're going to keep on getting checks. I'm going to be here through the recession with you. And so you need to refocus yourself accordingly right across the board, which brings us up to, of course, Build Back Better Act. Build Back Better Act will have lots of checks in there. And those lots of checks will be wonderful, but they will not arrive at a wonderful time. The financial cliff, in my opinion, is just days away. I'm projecting this financial cliff in September. Build Back Better Act is likely not to get the money in your hands before the financial cliff comes. It's certainly not going to get you the checks in time for you to survive at this economy. So that's why you have to become a member right now. Let's go over the latest details on the Build Back Better Act, the looming recession, the looming inflation, and what you need to know across the board. First, the Build Back Better Act will likely survive its provisions. We're hearing right now that the provisions are likely to survive. $15,000 to $80,000 of checks in there, yes. $25,000 of purchase of your first home, yes. $250 billion of free home health care, yes. MSC, not on a monthly basis. If the Build Back Better Act does really come in at a reduced price tag, if it does, again, we don't know if it does, then you're not going to see monthly stimulus checks of $7,000 for everyone who just sits and has a donut. Will you see multiple checks in here? Absolutely. Multiple checks that pay you $15,000 to $80,000? Absolutely. That is the difference across the board. Now, let's go over the latest update for today, July 8th, 2022, and it's different than yesterday, and it's different than the day before. Boy, where do we start this week on the Build Back Better Act? We start this week with the interviews that said the vote is imminent, late July. The provisions have been negotiated. It's looking like it's almost done. That's where we started the week. Then on July 7th, which was Thursday, we had Sam Runyon, who's Joe Manchin's spokesperson, saying every negative adverb you can imagine. Horrible, not close, inconceivable, ridiculous, bad, lobster shorts. Just every negative word he could have come out of his mouth came out of his mouth. What happened? That was yesterday, July 7th. What's the update today for July 8th? July 8th, there's a new article out. And the new article out, I love the way it's written because it's very clear. The article author interviewed about a half dozen congressional leaders and got different answers depending on who he or she spoke to. So said the responses to nearly half a dozen interviews in the last 24 hours was never happening. It's dead on arrival, or it's about to get passed tomorrow. They're literally told, and this is from Democrats. So there's obviously something strange going on. Sound new? No, we've seen this before, where they literally are going the whole gamut of never happening to absolutely about to happen in 10 seconds. My takeaway is it's going to happen. My takeaway is the negotiations are between Chuck and Joe Manchin. They're not updating the rest of the congressional leadership, and so they really don't know, and they're not part of the equation. I will just add one part of the wrinkle, my opinion. It's just my opinion, not saying it's fact. Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer have been negotiating for months, as I've been telling you. Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer are the ones that are going to iron out what are the provisions in there. And then basically that will be the bill. That's pretty much clear. That's not disputed. Is there a missing name in there? Yeah, there's a missing name in there. Who is it? Well, there's actually two missing names, Bernie Sanders and Kristen Sinema. If Bernie Sanders has delivered a bill that doesn't resemble anything that he ever wanted, will he support it? You know he will. He will absolutely be furious. He will look at the bill and say, you left out, hearing or something like that. Vision. How can you do this? I'm not supporting it. And then he'll support it. He'll fold like a long chair, in my opinion. But Kristen Sinema is part of the equation. I don't know. Kristen Sinema has not been part of the negotiations for 4 or 5 months. That is confirmed. And yet we do not know if she's going to support the raising up of corporate rates, which is a Joe Manchin provision in there, believed to be in there. If that's put in there, she last said she's not going to do it. So my takeaway is it happens when it happens. It happens when it happens. Has a lot of money in there. They say the vote is late July. We got, 2 more weeks. We got about 2 more weeks. We will see what happens then. It's going to be a nail biter, but you are not going to be biting your nails. You're not going to be either nail filing or using an emery board. You're not going to be doing any of that. You're going to be using those beautiful fingers. They're gorgeous. I've seen your fingers. To become a member. You're going to become a member and get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state right now. You're not going to wait for the Build Back Better Act, because guess what? It's a day like this when the June jobs numbers just shock our socks off. Just a major beat. It's a day like this when we understand we're in recession, but we don't feel the hurt of recession just yet. I'm saying it's coming in January. It's a day like this when situations are changing so dramatically across the board. What do you need to know? Stay tuned for tonight on Evenings LA. We'll go over more about this left and right. Go right in this video and become a member. Become a member right today. Sign up and get ready for a big broadcast tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time of Evenings LA Late, and then LA Live as well tonight, a brand new show at 5:45. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, and get ready for the news tonight. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful afternoon, and stay with LA for more.